Felix Ojo, all the smoke was at one point in time, for him at least, around Texas. Hey, he's top player in the state of Texas, a lot of smoke around him going to Texas, and then he ends up going to Texas Tech. So him going to Texas Tech is one part of the story, but I want to speak right now to the Texas fans that are maybe feeling some kind of way about how you are on the recruiting trail. Because at the time I was recording this, Texas is on the outside looking in of the top 10 when it comes to the industry team recruiting rankings. I am never going to tell you it's a good thing to miss on a 5-star recruit. We'll never tell you that. I would also say NIL works both ways. I sat here a year ago, I guess a year and some change ago, last signing day, and Justice Terry, everyone's like, he's going to Georgia, ends up going to Texas. And we talked to Chad Simmons during National Signing Day, and we go, Chad, how'd this happen? He goes, man, Texas had a better NIL package. Cool. NIL works both ways. So assuming now, and I don't think this was the only factor, but assuming it came down to money for Texas and Texas Tech, and Texas wouldn't pay for what Felix Ojo got from Texas Tech, assuming that's the case, what does that tell you about how Steve Sarkisian feels about his offensive line, or feels about his opportunity to go add what he needs to add on the offensive line and be successful there for the long term? Because I think my thing I would say to Texas fans is, for better or worse, I trust Steve Sarkisian. Why? Because he's earned it. Like, maybe I wouldn't feel this way if Texas was just now entering the SEC and they were 8-4 a year ago and they weren't really the toughest football team. That's not the case. Texas last year had 12 players drafted, 3 on the offensive line, 1 in the top 10. Played for an SEC title their first year in the conference. They had a 1,000-yard rusher last year, held together with sticks and glue in that running back room. They're a physical football team because Steve Sarkisian has built the roster that way. So I understand now it's never ideal to miss on a 5-star recruit, but wasn't this the situation you were in a year ago last 4th of July? DeCorian Moore. Hey, kid from the state of Texas, decommits from LSU. Texas feels like they could be in good spot here. 4th of July happens. You land him over in Eugene for the Ducks. Goes to Oregon. What happened the rest of that cycle? Texas finished with the top class in America. So it's a game of runs. It's a game of battles. But at the end of the day, I would be shocked if we saw Texas finish outside the top 10. Why? Because Steve Sarkisian has proven he doesn't really do that. Since he's gotten to Texas, they've had several top 10 classes, several top 3 classes. Okay, so they're going to be in good shape. There's a long way till National Signing Day, and this is not me dismissing missing on Felix Ojo, but I'm just saying I think Steve Sarkisian has earned all the trust to say, okay, as long as he's our head coach, based on how he's built our roster, what it was before to what it was now that he's been the guy running the show for a couple of years, we can trust him to be a good roster builder. Not just a good play caller, not just a quarterback guru. He's a good roster builder. If there is holes in our roster, he will address it via the portal. If we are not in a good spot depth-wise at a certain position, he will make sure that he addresses that on the recruiting trail and gets us the Jimmies and Joes we need to have. So I understand it's not ideal to miss on a 5-star recruit, but for Texas, man, I wouldn't get too worried or too worked up just yet.